This is Griffdog here for something special. This is the final segment of the 2016 Sprint All-Star Race. Now, what happened in real life was interesting, to say the least. So, what I did was I took it into my own hands and redid the final segment as it is meant to be. So, as we look at this picture, we see that the top 9 cars did not pit. Those being Kyle Busch, Jimmie Johnson, Martin Truex, Ryan Newman, Danica Patrick, Jamie McMurray, Matt Kenseth, Kasey Kahne, and Tony Stewart in the 14 car. All of those cars did not pit. Everybody else behind took 4 tires and are ready to take down the 9 cars ahead of them. This is going to get interesting for sure. Can Kyle Busch and the number 75 M&M's Toyota pull it off? He's on really worn tires, but he does have 8 cars behind him that are on the same page. Or will Kyle Larson blast through all of them and take the victory? Kyle Busch is going to lead into the start with Jimmie Johnson in second. Here we go. Pace car is going to make his way down pit road. What is going to happen? What will the outcome be? The flagman does have the green flag in the air. And here we go. We are going to go racing. We are racing here at Charlotte. Dead even at the front as Jimmie Johnson has a little bit of an edge. Jamie McMurray moves down to the inside. Martin Truex getting really close to Kyle Busch and Jimmie Johnson from turn 1 through turn number 2. So far, none of the cars in the back have a real edge as Kyle Busch leads him down to turn number 2. Martin Truex gives Kyle Busch the push he needs. Jamie McMurray dives to the low side. Kyle Busch sweeps high. It's those tires. The tires are really worn. And into the wall. Into the wall goes Kyle Busch. Martin Truex Jr. and Jimmie Johnson. Kyle Busch gets in the wall again. Lots of damage to the 75 M&M's Toyota. No caution though as they keep going down the front straightaway. Kyle Busch has lots of damage to his car, but there is no caution for him. Carl Edwards and Greg Biffle pass by him to the inside. Boy, Kyle Busch had such high hopes starting up front, but unfortunately it did not work out for him. Jimmie Johnson also gets involved in this incident. Back up front for the lead, it is Jamie McMurray and Kasey Kahne. Both of those cars are on worn tires, but look who is in third place. That is Kyle Larson in the Target Chevrolet. Boy, 3 wide down to number 2. Kyle Larson to the inside of Kasey Kahne and Jamie McMurray. Boy, barely, but Kasey Kahne was able to pull it off. Kasey Kahne blocks Larson down the back straightaway for at least another lap. We got a couple of replays to show you of Kyle Busch's incident in turn number 4. Martin Truex pulls right up into Kyle Busch. Martin Truex does not have the tires needed to get through the corner as well as driver with, per se, good tires. Here it is again. Jimmie Johnson was just a victim. Jimmie Johnson gets in the wall because he was trying to avoid Martin Truex and Kyle Busch. Jimmie Johnson right now runs 19th. One more look. Kyle Busch does get to the outside wall. Matt Kenseth's damage is not as bad as we expected it to be. Back up front, it is Kyle Larson to the inside of Kasey Kahne. Kyle Larson makes a run to the inside of Kasey Kahne, and it will not be a battle. There was a little bit of contact, but Kyle Larson does pull away from the field. Ryan Newman, who is on worn tires, is going to follow suit, passing both Kasey Kahne and Jamie McMurray. One car gets in the wall. That is Kasey Kahne and the 5 car. Kasey Kahne rides the outside wall. He's going to lose a lot of spots, including Trevor Bayne, Joey Logano, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Unless we get a caution, this is going to ruin Kasey Kahne's day, as he's being passed by several cars now through turn number 2. Meanwhile, we got clear sailing ahead as Kyle Larson goes into the lead, and he just needs to hold off for a few more laps. Ryan Newman is holding steady in second, but with the worn tires that Ryan Newman has, I don't think he has any chance of catching Larson. Both the way Kyle Larson's car is set up, I think the chances of anybody catching Kyle Larson is slim to none. Down the back straightaway, battle for third as Brad Keselowski gets underneath Tony Stewart. Keselowski does have better tires than Tony Stewart, so that is no longer a battle. Look who's coming into fourth. That is Trevor Bayne and the Advocare Ford. Trevor Bayne gets underneath Tony Stewart for fourth, and it looks like Trevor Bayne wants more. He goes underneath Brad Keselowski for third. Side by side they go as Brad Keselowski and Trevor Bayne battle it out. This is right now our best battle on the racetrack. This shows right here what great action we can have here at Charlotte. Both the high side and the low side can be a good place to go. Quick update on Kyle Busch. It sounds like Kyle Busch lost some debris on the racetrack, but we can't see it yet. NASCAR is taking a look around to see if Kyle Busch did indeed lose some debris around the racetrack. We're not too sure yet, but we will let you know if the caution comes out. Kyle Larson continues to lead. Larson, in his third year of racing, has a strong chance to win it. He had that amazing finish with Chase Elliott in the 24 car. Kyle Larson said in his interview that he knew he was not going to get the popular vote, so he needed to get on in via the race. Big battle back here for third as Trevor Bayne is in third. Kurt Busch is now pulling into fourth. Brad Keselowski in fifth. And how about farther in the back? Carl Edwards and Joey Logano are side by side now with Dale Earnhardt Jr. behind. Dale Earnhardt Jr. did lose a couple of spots. Now these guys, if they can line up accordingly, they can chase down Kyle Larson. Battle for third as Kurt Busch now gets underneath Trevor Bayne. They are battling side by side. Coming down into turn number one. Trouble! Trouble, turn one. Joey Logano gets in the wall. Carl Edwards and Greg Biffle also get involved. That will bring out the caution. Danica Patrick gets into Greg Biffle hard. That'll take him out. Danica Patrick had a strong run going, but it was not enough. Danica Patrick had a chance to win today, but she will not win. Casey Kane also heavy damage. Greg Biffle has signaled to his crew that he is okay. He is getting out of the... He is getting out of the car as we speak. Cars are coming back to the line, and Kyle Larson is your leader. Ryan Newman will be in second. Kurt Busch was able to pass by around him, but NASCAR is telling him that Ryan Newman is in second still. So the caution is out, and we are going to have a short dash to the finish. Kyle Larson will be your leader, Ryan Newman second, Kurt Busch third, Trevor Bayne fourth, and Brad Keselowski will be in fifth. We got a couple of replays to show you of this wreck. Greg Biffle Greg Biffle had nowhere to go. Greg Biffle had nowhere to go, and he was part of another person's incident. Carl Edwards is able to keep going. Joey Logano was able to keep going too. Danica Patrick had nowhere to go. Casey Kane had nowhere to go either. Joey Logano just gets too close to Carl Edwards. Dale Jr., I don't believe, contacted Joey Logano at all. However, Danica Patrick makes big contact with Greg Biffle. Casey Kane also getting big contact as well. Danica Patrick and Casey Kane both take their cars to the garage. A heavy incident here in turn number one. Fortunately, everybody is okay. We will take a commercial break right here, and we will take you to the finish. Kyle Larson is your leader. Ryan Newman is second. Kurt Busch third. Trevor Bayne fourth. And Brad Keselowski in fifth. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Charlotte. Hope you enjoyed your commercial break as we are getting set up for the final dash to the finish. Kyle Larson has taken the outside line this time. with Ryan Newman to the inside. Kurt Busch, Trevor Bayne, and Brad Keselowski in 5th. Guys, what do you think is going to happen? Boys and girls, this is going to be very interesting. Will there be chaos? Will there be insanity? Or are we going to have a really boring finish where Kyle Larson is going to dominate the final few laps? Well, we are about to find out right here. Can Trevor Bayne pull a spoiler, possibly? Trevor Bayne is right there. He can give Kyle Larson one nudge, and Trevor Bayne can sweep by Ryan Newman and win it. We're about to find out. Pace car is going to pull on in, and here we go. A dash to the finish. Who's going to win it? Green flag is in the air. Pretty good start by Ryan Newman. Kyle Larson did not get the start he needed as Ryan Newman goes into the lead in turn number 1. Kurt Busch gives Ryan Newman a big shove. He gives him the shove that he needed. Dale Earnhardt Jr. pulls to the inside as they are 3 wide behind. Kurt Busch now looking to the inside of Ryan Newman. Remember, Newman has really worn tires. Kyle Larson getting the run down the back straightaway. Can Kyle Larson give the push to Ryan Newman? Trouble, guys, trouble. Trouble down the back straightaway. Denny Hamlin, hard crash. Denny Hamlin has a hard, severe crash down the back straightaway. Kyle Busch also involved. Brad Keselowski. Several cars involved. Matt Kenseth is in it. Joey Logano. Lots and lots of cars involved. Oh my gosh. Caution is out immediately. Tony Stewart. Heavy damage. There's Denny Hamlin's car. Denny took a wild ride down the back straightaway. Carl Edwards down pit road. Carl has more damage. Matt Kenseth. He has the win on it down. He's okay. Keselowski was involved, I mentioned earlier. Oh, Martin Truex Jr. Truex is all done. His car is absolutely destroyed. A severe crash as cars are pulling behind the pace car again. Well, ladies and gentlemen, do we have replays for you? We have a lot of them, and we are going to show you them. Here's the first one. Boy, 3 wide just does not work, as Trevor Bayne tried clearing Dale Earnhardt Jr., but nothing that Dale could do. Tony Stewart getting involved. Denny Hamlin must have hit the wall in an awkward position, or something like that, in order for him to ricochet back up so violently like that. Denny Hamlin fortunately does land on 4 wheels, so that is good news. Here's another shot. What a vicious crash for Denny Hamlin. Well, that answers what happened to Denny Hamlin. Denny never spun or got loose. He was trying to get back on the track, but unfortunately the wall got there first. Yeah, there's just no room. Everyone was going for it all, so it totally makes sense. Matt Kenseth had nowhere to go. Kyle Busch also had nowhere to go. All 4 Joe Gibbs cars did get involved in this crash. Both Penske cars too, Logano and Keselowski. A couple of onboards for you. Right on board here with Trevor Bayne.
Bottom. There you go. Keep digging. 3 wide.
Trevor Bayne also had a hard impact into the wall as well. We do have a cockpit onboard with Denny Hamlin. Watch and listen.
Inside 2 wide. Oh, slow. Take up. Go low.
Another view. Man, there is nobody left in this field. We did get word that Denny did climb out of his car on his own power. That was a nasty impact for him, though. So we know that lots of cars are going behind the wall. And by the way it looks, we're going to only have 9 cars left on the track. I wonder if NASCAR is going to pull any rule changes to make this final finish more safe. There really is nothing more you can say. Fortunately, we now have word that everybody was able to get out of their cars okay, under their own power. Denny Hamlin was winded, but fortunately he did get out on his own power. We will go ahead and take one quick commercial break before we take you to the finish of the 2016 Sprint All-Star Race. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the 2016 Sprint All-Star Race here on GBS. So, an interesting twist has happened. NASCAR has told everybody that they are going to go right to the green, white, checkered finish, even though we have 1 extra laps remaining. There are only 9 cars left on the track. Well, here we go. We only have 2 laps to decide the winner. The leader at the time was Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch decides to use the high line. Ryan Newman, who is on worn tires, is on the inside. Can Ryan Newman pull off a miracle with worn tires? Pace car has pulled in, and here we go. 2 laps to decide the winner of the 2016 Sprint All-Star Race. Blackman has the green in the air, and we are racing 2 laps to go here at Charlotte. Ryan Newman did not get going. Kurt Busch goes to the outside. Kyle Larson gets hauled up by Ryan Newman. Kevin Harvick, he's getting a push to Dale Earnhardt Jr. Harvick, who has not been a factor all night long, is right there at the finish. Look at Ryan Newman getting the push down the back straightaway. Ryan Newman and Kurt Busch are side by side down the back straightaway. Down into turn number 3, 4 wide. 4 wide into turn number 3. 1 car gets into the outside wall, but we are still racing. Ryan Newman gets to the outside wall. We are still green, and the race is official. White flag is out. Last lap here at Charlotte. Dale Earnhardt Jr. right on the bumper of Kurt Busch. On board with Kurt Busch. Dale Jr. all over the back of Kurt Busch. Dale Jr. now pulls in behind Kurt Busch. Kyle Larson a few car lengths back of the leaders. Kevin Harvick behind him in 4th. Dale Jr. down into turn number 3 now. Dale Jr. looking low. Kurt Busch. Can he do it? They are going to be side by side off of turn number 4. Here they come to the line. Who's it going to be? Junior Kurt Busch Jr. Dale Earnhardt Jr. pulls behind and wins the 2016 Sprint All-Star Race. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has done it. Dale Earnhardt Jr. This is his 2nd Sprint All-Star Race win. And he does it in the only green car in the race. Oh my goodness. So before we get to the finish, we do have a couple of replays of the wreck that happened in turn 3. Chase Elliott lost grip in turn number 3, and that sends Chase into the outside wall. Chase Elliott and Jimmie Johnson teammates get into each other and take each other out. Quick onboard of Chase Elliott. Once Elliott went into the wall, he knew that his chances were done. What a finish. I applaud NASCAR for making this only a green, white, checkered finish. Boy. Could have Kurt Busch came back and tried to beat Dale Earnhardt Jr.? Who knows? And there's the man of the hour, Dale Earnhardt Jr. with an amazing run through turn 4 down the front straightaway. Light him up, Dale Jr. Thank you so much for watching here on GBS. Thank you everybody for watching this fantastic race. As you guys may know, I upload a NASCAR video once a week here. I try to be as frequent as I can, and I try to be as responsive as possible. So thank you guys for all the support, and as usual, I will see you next time.